think my problem is that I want a man to lead me and take care of me, but I don't want no man telling me what to do.
Oh, I'll be fine either way. Categorize that I've said that did not age well.
I mean, if I have to ask you 7 times to do it, I'm just gonna do it myself.
Mm-hmm. How's that working out for you?
Actually, pretty good. Stronger than I look. Who says I need Trevor's help anyway? Sorry, Trevor, I did it by myself.
Good job.
No, you keep saying you're strong and independent, right? You don't need me.
Help me.
You really need help? Come on, you can do this.
Open the door.
Oh, so you need me.
Open the door.
So you need
Open
a strong.
the fucking door right now.
So you need a strong man.
Open the door.
Just say you need a strong man.
Andy, open the door right now. I'm not joking.
Are you really getting mad? Yo, chill. Come on.
Come on, help me.
You just say you need a strong, independent man, and I'll help.
No.
So, all right, say you need a man then at least.
I need a man other than you.
So why should I help you?
Help.
Just say it.
No.
I'll scare him. Scared. No, it's time.
Okay.
Whenever I get bummed that I don't have a man, I remind myself that I am, in fact, a man, and I can take care of myself. Do I do it well? No.
Y'all, we tired of going out. We cook, we clean, we shut up. Every time, please. Please, save us. How did this work? Save us. How did this... Damn. Damn. What are you doing? Get off the road.
Is it that a woman can only have 1 kid per 9 months and it's regulated her, but a man he can impregnate 12 women a day if he wanted? Why are we regulated but men not? Make that make sense, because it's the patriarchy.
Probably one of the dumbest things I've heard in the past week or so. What does that have to do with anything?
Hey ladies, it's April here. Tip of the day for you. Before you start boarding up the ceiling, mark out the joists. Don't just eyeball it like a typical man.
Look on the car.
Oh my.
Look.
What's the question?
Why is the front wheel not moving?
That is actually a good question.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not joking.
I know. Wait. No, show me.
What?
What do you think should be happening right now?
The front wheel should be moving.
Front wheel should be moving.
Yeah. Why isn't it only moving?
Or maybe the chain's disconnected to the front wheel.
I don't know.
Or maybe there is no chain on it.
How would you tell them what's going on? Because I don't know. I'm not sure.
There's a thing where women can ask for female drivers.
I think that's good, in case you don't want to get there.
If I took your brain and put it in a man's body, you would be in poverty.
Sure.
Everyone shut up. I got accepted for a NASA internship. Language. Suck my d***. I'm working at NASA, and I am on the National Space Council that oversees NASA. Woman loses NASA internship after swearing on Twitter at a National Space Council member.
never in the military, but I feel like there's something off here. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe their steps should be more in sync with each other, just based off of what I've seen in other videos.
Showing you my strength, okay?
Layla. Layla.
La 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 la. Oh.
Oh my God, Layla.
You know what gives me the ick? Men. Men. Men.
Oh my God. Wait, literally, what is going on? Oh my God. It's a fire. I see flames. Holy fuck.
In the world disappear. A certain sense of celebration breaks out in Western cities as women celebrate the world without men. Bras are thrown to the sky in liberation, hair is let down, but it doesn't last long. Within about half a day, the power grid fails from lack of proper operation. 94% of operators are men. Thermal plants shut down without being fueled, causing cascading blackouts as protection devices disconnect sections of the network. By night, there's no electricity unless you have your own generator. Day 2. Come next dawn, everyone has realized that no one will be supplying shops. 84% of truck drivers are men. Panic looting begins with next to no law enforcement. 83% of police officers are men. There isn't even an attempt to impose order. And much violence takes place at this stage as women fight over vital goods. By that night, backup systems have failed and all utilities shut down completely. No water, no electricity, no gas, no telecommunications. Women will resort to lighting candles and building makeshift open pit fires for heating and cooking, leading inevitably to building blazes, which in the absence of almost all firefighters, 89% of which are men, they spread much further than they otherwise would. Day 3, the sun rises on an apocalyptic scenario. Fires that had started the previous evening are still raging across cities worldwide. The stink of smoke is compounded by rotting garbage and human waste, which, in the absence of water pressure, has been often just dumped outside of buildings. Millions of women by this point have, at this point, the entity that had begun the experiment. Oh, hold on, there's more, hold on.
Men can do, we can do better.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, heck no.
Thing that men do that women don't notice.
Work our asses off to pay the bills and support our families just to have you complain that we're never around?
I hope comfortable laying. I gotta go to work. It's freezing. I can't find my jacket. So I'm pissed off. Hold on. What's up? We going shopping today? Fucker. Alright. I'm going to work. I love you.
Dad, catch!
Babe, have you seen my chapstick? Thank you.
Don't mention it. One moment.
So unfortunately, I was talking to this guy the other day, and basically he said to me, what kind of music do you listen to? And I said Taylor Swift, because it's true, but also I'm always curious to see how a man's going to respond to the words Taylor Swift. And so anyway, he rolls his eyes, of course. So I said, what's that about? I'm already annoyed. So he's like, oh, well, my ex really liked Taylor Swift and she cheated on me. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so then I was like, okay, and he was like, well, you know, like put yourself in my shoes. Like you don't want to talk to someone that's reminding you of your ex. And I was like, oh, you don't even. If you reminded me of my ex at all, I would probably like you way more. I was like, I wish you reminded me of my ex. And then suddenly he wants to act like I'm okay, like let's be dramatic. And then he was like, oh, you're not over your ex, you're not blah blah blah. And I said, give me 1 second, actually. He just texted me, which is true. He did. So I turned my phone and I said, this is him now. Give me 1 second. And I responded to him right in front of that guy. And then the guy acted like, again, like I was, okay, have a little whimsy, have a little fun, you know?
And women are going to wonder why men don't approach. Good luck out there.
I think that the decentering men movement is going to taper in the next couple of years. And I'm speaking as one of the people who was the first creators to talk about it, to discuss it, to put it out in the world, what this topic is and how to do it. As someone who was a big proponent of it, I know that it's going to taper because we're under economic instability. And usually when we're under economic instability, women are the first group to be purged from organizations. And when they are purged, they go back to what they know, and that's attaching themselves to men so that they can have some financial and fiscal stability. And so I think in the next few years, we're going to see a lot of the conversation talk about love as a desire, love as a need, love as a human need. We're going to see a lot more trad wife content, which we're already seeing, but you're going to start seeing a new wave of talking points that push you away from being autonomous or having any type of autonomy. And it's going to be done under the guise of romance and romantic love.
So basically, modern women are going to try to come back to men after all that trash they were talking. Got it. They always come back.
I just left a man's house on birthday because he told me he could tell I was getting too emotionally attached. And we had like a big conversation about it. And so I got up and I left. Because I'm done wasting time. So now I'm driving back home at 11 o'clock at night when I have work in the morning at 5 a.m. Crying. Guys, 2025 is gonna be my year. It's gonna be my year. Oh my god. I just am so fucking over it. I'm so fucking over it.
It's always the insecure men that need a woman to obey them, and men that lack relationship skills. They don't know what compromise is. They don't know what partnership is. So they need the woman to obey. But let's address what the Bible says about women obeying their husband. First of all, I want to point out that Paul says it, not Jesus, okay? Paul was celibate. And as a matter of fact, he told everybody in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 that he wished that nobody got married, that they would all remain celibate. He also told them not to do anything because the return of Jesus was imminent. He was going to come back any day. And he was wrong about that, okay? Now, he did say that if you couldn't handle it, if you were weak and you were just going to burn with desire, then fine, marry if you need to. But he didn't like it. So these scriptures are coming from a man with that kind of attitude. First of all, he does tell wives to submit to their husbands. And then he tells the husbands to love your wife like Christ loved the church, with kindness, compassion, and sacrifice. But also in that same chapter of Ephesians 5, he says that you should submit to one another. Let's talk about where it all began, though. In Genesis chapter 1, it says that God created male and female at the same time. A completely different creation story than Genesis chapter 2, where it says that God made Adam first, saw he was lonely, and then took his rib from him and created a woman. The first creation account shows them as equal. The second creation account shows her as his helpmate. So which is it? Then, of course, in Genesis chapter 3, Adam eats the fruit and they all get punished. And God tells Adam that he's going to have to toil the earth and work hard, and that the woman was going to have pain in childbirth. Her man was going to have to rule over her. But to me, that doesn't make any sense because women are toiling the earth too. And by toiling the earth, they mean work hard to make money and provide for your family. And women are doing that as well. But there's contradictions. Actually, there's 10,000 contradictions throughout the Bible. So we really have to be careful not to take the Bible literally. Also, the Bible projects the patriarchal norms of that time. And it totally led to the oppression of women. The Bible talked about women as property in multiple places. But now we have psychology and we understand that the only people who want to be above somebody else and control another person are abusive people, and they are that way because they're insecure. They need somebody to submit to them so that they feel important, because they don't know how to feel that way for themselves. So anytime I hear a man say comments like this, I know immediately the kind of man that they are, an insecure, abusive one. But we're so happy that you tell us that so that we can run the other way.
A few moments later.
So I have to cancel the singles event that I planned to be on my farm this weekend. Y'all know I'm an event planner and I have a fish farm, and I advertised a Fishing for Love event where singles could come here and fish and have dinner and meet each other in person, not on a dating app. And 5 women RSVP'd yes, and 1 man. And even the one man that did RSVP did it through one of the ladies. Now, I did all of my marketing specifically towards men because I knew that the women would RSVP. I promoted the event on 45 different Facebook groups, specifically about hunting, fishing, camping, country life, and all local to my area. I know that my post reached over 12,000 people specific to the age group, the gender, and the interests that I just described. And yet, no man RSVP'd. So let's talk about why men are not RSVPing and attending these singles meet and greets. So I read something that said that men are just more spontaneous, they just want to show up, but I don't think that's true. Because men have no problem buying their season tickets to a football game a year in advance, being on time for their fantasy football event, being at a 7 a.m. golf tee time. So the issue must be that they're just not interested in attending these singles meet and greets. I also read that men don't really like the pressure of meeting a woman in a formal dating experience, and they prefer meeting a woman naturally, like at a bar or a concert. But like, don't we all? Now remember, I chose an event that men love doing, and I get men here every day at my farm fishing. I chose a fishing event because as an event planner, I know that I have to always have something for men to be doing. Men don't enjoy just standing around talking like women do. So that's why I chose fishing as the predominant activity. And yet they still didn't want to come. So I would love to hear from you all as to why you think men don't attend singles events. Because all I hear is them on social media talking about how lonely they are and how they all want to meet a woman and how much they hate the apps. So what do you think?
And you're wondering why men didn't want to show up to your singles event. Think maybe I might have a pretty good guess.
The Bible says it's better to live alone in the corner of an attic, or some translations say in the corner of a roof, in the rain, in the hail, in the lightning, in the thunder, than live with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Girl, don't shoot the messenger.
Hey, did you know that if you nag at your husband, then you're worse than a dripping faucet? And it's also better for him to live on a roof than to be with you? When I read that a quarrelsome wife is like a dripping faucet, I was very convicted in my first year of marriage because I was like, I'm low-key a faucet. No one wants a dripping faucet. It's annoying and you just want to get rid of it. You want to fix the problem. And I realized I was the problem because I'm not being loving and gentle to my husband, but I'm nagging and whining and complaining. And who wants to deal with that? No one. Our marriage got so much better in a dramatic, drastic way from the simple fact that I stopped nagging. Of course, I fall short here and there, but just not nagging changes the game, and it's biblical. God knows what he's saying.
Men, the Bible says don't be with a quarrelsome woman. It is like cancer in your bones.
What does quarrelsome mean? It means quick to anger and quick to pick fights. It means a person that acts irrationally and makes decisions strictly based off emotions, right? It means being someone who is quick to complain or quick to pick a fight about something, right? It's dysfunctional, it's chaotic, it's loud, it's too aggressive.
Let's talk about that.
Your children, the ones that I did not create, they're allowed to do what you do. They sleep all day. They don't come out of the room. They don't do what they need to do.
Wait a minute, hold up. I want you to come over here. I want you to watch this. Let me show you something. Go sit over there. I have a little concern because your sons are not demonstrating that they are learning to be the kind of man I know you want them to be. They're going to demonstrate the kind of man you teach them to be. And I'm not really sure what to do about that. Can you hear me? That's how you do that. The woman has to talk to her man to get him to move the way she needs him to move. You're not going to get nothing with that. Did you see that? Yeah. Yeah. Did you feel that? Yeah.
The worst type of wife is the wife who argues over everything, always contradicts her husband, and makes home feel like a battlefield. That's the wife a man secretly resents. She doesn't listen. If he says right, she says left. Not because she has a reason, but because she just wants to oppose him. Every conversation feels like a competition, a power struggle, a never-ending fight for control. Where does this attitude come from? Modern ideologies that teach women they must always challenge their husbands. that marriage is a battle of dominance, that a wife should never submit in any way. This mentality is poison to a marriage. A wife is not her husband's rival. Marriage is not about who wins an argument. And here's the truth. Men are simple. They don't need much to feel happy in a marriage. A warm greeting, a kind word, a little appreciation, and they'll go above and beyond to provide, protect, and cherish their wives.
No response is the best response. I'm trying to sit here mute as I'm attempting to.
The majority of women actually do not love their husbands. And they might have the emotion of love for their husbands, but they don't actually have skill-based action type of love for their husbands.
Boy, you said a mouthful. These modern women be out here terrible, terrible, terrible people to be in relationships. How do you show your man love? Oh, you know, I do it by just being there, by just being a listening ear. Yeah, that's great, but what else? Not much anything else, because a woman is supposed to be soft and feminine and just sit there and do nothing. Get the heck out of my face. What else do you do? No, seriously, nothing. Okay, then. That's why y'all do it to yourselves. Y'all don't have no value because y'all don't build no value into what you're doing. Y'all think because y'all sit up at home making some pizza rolls that a man is going to like that. You got to do more, bro.